What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. Today we're having a very unusual match. We're having a Tearlaments mirror match here. So we saw this deck getting absolutely just slaughtered on the previous ban list, having Murley, Sharon, as well as Havness all going to one, and then on top of that having Kalos being banned on the list has made this deck change up a lot during the format. Now they're playing a lot of different cards, and we see with the Grapha Fusion as well. King of the Swamp being a crazy extender by searching for polymerization, as well as, being just any name in the graveyard here is just absolutely nice, as well as being an Aqua Monster. And other targets like the Kashtira Unicorn or Kashtira Fenrir, being able to search for like Kashtira Tearlaments. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Help this channel a lot. We're on the road to 5K, and we need your help to hit it before the end of the year, before our big giveaway. And yeah, let's dive in here. We're going to be seeing Tearlaments, Shocker going first here, but sending out a Fenrir in defense position, which is kind of interesting to me. That's going to be able to activate the effects and search us for the Tearlament Kashtira, which cannot be used currently, but if they get another cache in the graveyard here, it'll be able to activate. Then we're going to be activating a Terraforming, searching us for the Tear Field spell. And this will allow us to search for any Tearlament monster that we want. So we could search for Rhinoheart here, the only one that's at 3 actually. But you are going to be searching for the Rhinoheart and that beautiful ultimate rare rarity. And we see this, that's a very swirl one and not a flat, which is kind of nice. Then we're going to activate Scream here, and we're going to be normal summoning out the Rhinoheart. That's going to also activate the Scream effect. We're going to see Ash, Malicious, as well as, I believe that was Sullick. Malicious being a nice hit, being able to banish and summon itself out. And then the Rhinoheart's going to be dumping the Havness. Havness stack to activate here, putting back itself and the Malicious to go for a copy of the Dangerous here, I believe it is. That's going to be pitching the Keldo and from the hand and dumping the Malicious. Then we can banish the Malicious, summon out the second copy of Malicious here. So having one shuffler is already insane. It gives so much advantage over the other tier player because they're going to shuffle back the names they want to, or any other targets. Like if they have a Malicious in the graveyard, they can shuffle that back, or simply even just hitting those tier cards so they can't do tier Kashtira as well. We're going to see a Beatrice here, going to be activating its effects. And that can dump, but here you have to be careful, because do you want to dump a Guido? I don't think so. Then when you're dumping the trap trap's going to search us for a copy of Sharon here. We'll be activate Sharon. We will. Dumping, I believe that was a tier Kashtira. And it's going to be, yeah, it is a tier cache. It's going to be hitting a Swamp, a tier cache, and another Rhinoheart, as well as Fenrir, and then the Pelarino. We're going to see them overlay here for perhaps a copy of the Time Thief Redoer. Throwbacks to the old tier Danger days. Then I'm going to activate the effect, and that's going to be banishing itself during the end phase. To the end phase, this will be able to activate the Sharon because it does not detach for cost, or doesn't send for cost, I should say. And that will allow us to fusion summon to go into a Kaleidoheart. They're using the Gamma Seal. Yeah. Then Pelarino is going to be destroying the Rhinoheart, or the Kaleidoheart. Kaleidoheart can summon itself back out, and then it's going to be able to dump the last, or actually dumping the Scream here. And Scream's going to be able to search for the Sullick. Then we're going to be able to set one and pass here. Then it's going to be coming back out during the end phase here. And then it looks like we have a Super Poly in the hands of Thomas here. They're going to activate the Redoer, and is that going to be able to take? We see a Polymerization. That's a good hit, but they're going to activate it right away. And then they're going to chain a Havness here. And we do see a Medora, a tier cache, as well as a Rhinoheart. So they will be able to make up a bunch of chain links here. I really do like how the deck is performing now. Like, the Tearlament deck is just, like, super fun. We're going to see a Scream on top of that as well. There's a lot of, like, just cool interactions now we see with it, and there's no way we just hit 2 or 3 tier names. I know we hit Rhino and 1 tier name, but I think that second name is also a tier as well. It looks like it is. It's Havness, Shiren. That is crazy. Hitting 3 names here. Going to be allowed to fusion summon twice. It's Havness and Merly. I mean, the opponent does have a Medora now as well, so they will be able to chain to it. I really like how the deck is has evolved now, so it's no longer like just absolute degenerate stuff. It's like always relying on like something like this. And we just see like the times where it just gets like super cool, where like we're gonna see a Rucolos being made here. There's just many other options that can make. Like you could have made the Grapha fusion. We're not choosing to do the Merly here, which is interesting to me. You know, we're not choosing to put back like any other monster to make the other negate. And we still have the Fenrir as well here, which can banish the Havness. And that will be like just putting a lot of pressure on the field. Being able to like to banish one of their tier names. You want to get them down to like the least amount of tier names possible. So we're going to be seeing a Super Poly here. That's quite good. Discarding the Shadal, whatever the heck that thing is. Neo Shadal, whatever. Going for a Jago Stapelia here with the Rucolos as well as the Time Thief Redoer here. And Rucolos will be able to activate. And we're also going to be activating the effect of Kaleido Heart. And then we're going to be activating Jago Stapelia to negate the Kaleido Heart here. But then on res, we can activate the Fenrir. And banish. We're not going to banish. Wow. We're going to see a Scream being activated here. They're going to activate the Tier Cache. If you negate with Rucolos, does Rucolos destroy? I don't really remember, to be honest. They only have 1 card left in hand. And if they just negate the summon, then they won't get the Scream. Dipping their Scream here, or destroying their Scream there. They're going to see a Foolish Burial here. And we still have our copy of Beatrice as well as the Shuffler Engrave. Both players have 1 Shuffler Engrave. They're going to be dumping Agito here, trying to get lucky. And they're going to activate the Agito. They're going to get hit with Ash Blossom. Holy. You know, that could be a huge advantage for them, but not even wanting to risk it here. The thing is Draco Stapelia can just beat over the Fenrir. Like, it's not going to get them very much, but they're just going to scoop it up here, realizing they do not have control of the game and how the other tier player, the one that went first here on the right, just has way too much and is going to have that snowball effect during the next turn with the Beatrice as well, you know, only really having a Shuffler. That Super Poly was interesting. I wonder if there was another play for Super Poly there. Because they could use their Havness onto the field and then like use it to make, I guess, like Rucolos, Kaleido Heart, and Havness to go for. I guess you need Rhino Heart, so I guess there wasn't really a way to get to that. And, drawing that lucky card there, having just having one more card advantage is just good. And obviously we saw that double hit. Not even activating him early there. I don't know if there was maybe only one spelling or one King of the Swamp in graveyard, but if they were able to double a King, go for the copy of Grapha. But here we're going to be probably seeing the player on the left choose to go first. I can only assume that they want to. We do see an Agito in the hand. I believe Agito is fairly good in this matchup, being able to bounce back. We're going to see a planet can activate here. It's going to be good. Searching us for, could be the Rhino Heart there. Going for a Shiren. So Shiren potentially pitching the Agito. And we're going to activate the Foolish Burial. Dumping the Chibi Karma. Activating, wanting to thin the decks, the mills are better. So you'll search us for a Tearlaments Scream here. Activating the Scream. They're going to activate the Shiren there. And it's going to be good. When are they going to pitch? Pitching a Falco here. And then we see them hit a King of the Swamp Thrust. And they're going to hit again. And they do finally hit is that a Rhino Heart? Hitting the Rhino Heart as well as the Shadal. And then they're going to be hitting the planet, summoning out, and then dumping. Then we're going to see Rhino Heart 1, the Tear Cache 2, and then we're going to be dumping a Tavnus. Just all these mills are just so unfortunate here. Having this effect can activate here, and we have a Baldrake to stop that. Just absolutely shutting down that play. Doesn't feel good, man. That feels bad. That they hit so many cards and none of them were just what they needed. Can I go for a Redoer here? And I guess we can activate the Redoer effect. Dump. Banish. And then it's going to be activating the effect. Putting back the Shiren and the copy of Muddy. Probably go for a Rukalos here. Going for a Granganol, okay. So we're going to see Granganol 1, Planet 2, destroying the Baldrake. Granganol being a crazy card. Dumping the App Clone. App Clone can actually search for a Schism here, so I guess that does make sense. Very cool. I really love Granganol. One of my favorite cards ever, to be honest. And then we're going to be dumping the Kelbeck with the App Cologne. Then we're going to be activating the effect here. We hit Griefing on the other side, but we have a Rhino Heart as well as Kelbeck, and with 2 traps. So I guess we can add back the Havness, and we can add a copy of Merly, or I guess Tear Cache. Tear Cache is not activated yet, so we could actually just banish and then summon out here. And now we do have both Shufflers in Grave. I don't think our opponent hit anything. That is good for them because they haven't hit anything there. We're going to normal summon out the Havness. Link away for a Cross Sheep. Set 1 here, so we're going to try to be reborning out with the Cross Sheep there. Then we're going to be banishing the Keldo to put back the Havness and the Kelbeck. And then banishing the Medora on their side of the field. 2 to only 2 is kind of wild to me. I feel like you want to put back like some of the bad cards. in your opponent's deck, or like even just your own deck, just being able to put back a copy of Planet. We're going to see all 3 of the copies of the Shaddoll monsters being shuffled back. So stopping that schism here. It's going to be kind of rough for them. We're going to be banishing the crime to summon out the tier cache. And we do hit once again one of those Shaddoll monsters. Let's go! And then we can activate the effect of Shine, or we're already activated the effect of Shine, right? So we're going to be seeing the Redoer summon back into the Cross Sheep Zone. Then during the standby phase, we're going to be seeing them take the one of the Bestials there. We're going to be seeing a Fenrir being special summoned here, and this just threatens Winda absolutely. Then we're going to be activating the Scream. We hit 3 spells here. Kind of mid, but if you just go into a Winda here, Winda's at 22. They're going to activate the Fenrir here, searching for the tier cache. I don't know why they didn't activate it first. Like, that way they could have just been able to, like, I guess Fenrir would still be able to beat over, but they'd have to be forced to have Fenrir. Then we're going to be seeing the tier cache can activate here, banishing probably the Grief and summon itself out. Then they're going to be getting themselves to mill, hitting a Rhino Heart, the Diviner, and a Trap card. So they're on the Diviner package still. That's not bad. We're going to see Trap 1, or Rhino Heart 1, Trap 2. It looks like here we're going to be searching for the Havness. Summon out the Rhino by dumping the Havness. Or I guess summoning out Rhino, then dumping Havness. Then we're going to see Havness and the Rhino activate here. And we're just wasting all of our windows here. Like, we just... I guess that, like, if you just chain... The issue is here if you... I guess I do have the Medora. It's just, like, difficult because if you don't just, like, chain all your stuff here, like, summon out the window and on its own chain so you don't activate any other card, or their monster effect, I should say, then you're going to have to be forced them to go to the battle phase. So, like, you would survive a turn and, like, yes, they could set up a different board, but... We're going to see the Medora being chained here. So this is going to be their second shuffler. They're going to be putting back the Havness on their opponents, the Shiren of their own, and then the copy of the tier cache. And then they will be still able to activate the effect of Rhino Heart to dump. And all we know, we don't really know anything in their hand because they did search for the tier cache. Tearlaments themselves are like a really cool, like, deck. Like, it's just a cool idea, to be honest. Really reminds you of like the synchro piles, but just for fusions. We're going to see them dump a Havness here. Or they're dumping the Havness again. Interesting. We saw the planet pop the Kashtira Fenrir there. And we have, it looks like we're going to see a planet activate here. That's going to be able to search us for another copy. So, searching for the Shiren here. It's interesting that they chose to dump the Havness. I would assume that probably the Merly is in the hand, and they wanted to use a planet to search for the for this one here. And like kind of make them waste their shuffler. Like essentially it just baits their shuffler here. They do get to put back toward their own, but like still. We're going to see the Shiren, or the Scream being activated here once again. So having this all gas, it looks like. But will it be enough to chew the board down? And we're going to be seeing the Shiren here. And they're going to chain the Schism on this to attempt to stop those copies of the whatever they dump to activate here. So forcing and chaining the doing for the redoer here. So it's going to get Winda. And Sornir will be able to activate its effects there. We will be also able to see the Tier Cache activate. So we're going to see Scream 1, 2, Tier Cache, 3, Sornir, 4, Cross Sheep, summon back out Rhino Heart. It's going to be dumping the Baldrake. So trying not to draw the Baldrake. And then we're going to be seeing Rhino Heart, Scream, Agito. Yeah, like all these are, like they're all good hits, but the thing is we're under Winda. So we're going to see Agito and Scream here, and then we're also going to see Rhino Heart. That's going to dump the Tier Cache. And is there a world where you choose here to make your opponent mill? Because there's nothing they can actually mill to get rid of that Winda. Like, you definitely choose to mill here, because, like, whatever you mill is not going to do anything. And we see our opponent here hitting an Agito as well. And they're going to count the cards in deck here. You 100% make them do off the Tier Cache. Make them mill as well as you mill yourself. And hope you hit the Kelbeck. Like, they will have their own shuffler. There's no way they don't hit the shuffler. But, like, choosing not to do that. Wow, okay. So not even going to try to risk it. We're going to see them add back the Shadal Fusion, or attempt to add back the Shadal Fusion there. I definitely think that was a misplay. You 100% should go for... We're going to see the Cross Sheep going to beat over... Alright, we're going to see the Shiren beat over the Cross Sheep. But all their cards are losing 500, but they're also gaining 500. So... I can't believe they chose not to do that mill out. They could have... Maybe they're down less cards, you know, if they do hit and their opponent looks at it. They'll be able to shuffle back 3 cards. And obviously they'll just wait to do that before they draw for turn so they don't actually mill themselves out. But at that time, like, they're going to be putting back 3, like, good cards. If you can set up enough interruptions to stop those, like, 2 good cards, because they're going to essentially just draw for turn, and they have 2 cards in their deck, they're going to be forced to, like, if they activate Scream, they'll just lose. And if you can just stop the shuffler. But we're going to be seeing them going to be able to go for a shuffling back. So putting back 3 of the cards, going for the Kaleido Heart. Reader being level 4 is just absolutely insane paired with up with Shiren. Shiren, being able to activate here. Let's see if them shuffle back the Schism as well as pop the planet. They're going to draw for turn here. They want to be seeing the Reader put back the trap card here. They're going to activate the Shaddoll Fusion here, and we're going to be seeing, is that Meta Noise? I think that's actually Crime. Alright, I think it has to be Solic, I guess. Oh no, Crime can definitely negate the Shaddoll Fusion. They're trying to figure out the ruling here. I mean, Redoer is an extra deck. I mean, granted, it came back, so it really has to be like Shaddoll. If their opponent has a face-up fusion material monster, a face-up monster. Oh, they're pulling up the remembrance chart. Okay, so it's to remember where it comes from. So it's still going to resolve here. They're going to choose to not activate it. Which, I mean, I think that the Shiren's still going to be in deck, yeah. And that's going to be dumping the Shiren of their own and I think that's the Earth one, okay. And then we can activate the effect of Shiren and the Scream here. I really like the fact that Shekinaga is actually being played now in a deck. I really love this card, to be honest. I see them hit a Tier Cash, and then one of the Shufflers, or one of the Millers, and they're going to hit it again. And not even have to risk. Like, they know that the Tier Element cards are on the bottom of the deck, so they don't have to risk, like, hitting any of them. They're going to go for a Kaleido Heart of their own here. And then a Beast as well. And they're going to be down on life point. Like, down on cards now, I think. I'm going to see them activate the Rhino Heart. Just going to put them both back. And then we're going to be normal summoning out the Rhino Heart here. Dumping the Havness. And they're going to activate their last Shuffler. So will we be able to survive it? They only have 2 cards left. That's kind of wild here. So can we find a way to mill? They're going to be seeing the Rhino blow up the Shekinaga. Then we can Shekinaga put back the Schism. And do they have a way to get... We're going to see them set a card Oh no, not like this. And then you're seeing the meta noise dumping the Rhino Heart. And they're just going to scoop it up here. And we're going to be seeing that the tier player on the right ends up taking it here. I think maybe, you know, they're probably down, but they probably had more cards here, which is why we saw the Keldo didn't activate, or the Kelbite didn't activate its effects the first time. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. We see that Tier ends up taking the 2-0 here, just having way too much gas there. But hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, as well as your RNG being as good. And don't forget to stay safe. Peace.